Jesus Christ told many parables to convey many messages. Amongst those parables are the parable of the rich fool and also the parable of the unjust steward, where Jesus Christ made reference to the mammon of unrighteousness. But I want us to just briefly to introduce this subject. Look at the parable of the rich fool. It's documented in the book of Luke, chapter 12, from verse 16 down to 21. Jesus Christ, earlier in verse 15, had said that a man's life does not consist in the abundance of things he possesses. Then he followed it with a parable of a man who had a very bountiful, plentiful harvest. And he told himself that where he had to store the produce were not enough. He went on to tell himself that I will pull it down and build another one that will accommodate this bountiful harvest. Then he went on, and I want us to read verse 19.
And I will say to my soul,
I will say to my soul, Soul,
that has much goods laid up for many years.
You have so much to spend for many years.
Take thy ease, eat, drink, and be merry.
Take your time and enjoy, as we can put it. Then God Almighty in the night told him that he will be dead the following morning. Then,
but God said unto him,
yes,
thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee.
This night you will be dead. Read on.
Then who shall those things be which thou hast provided?
Those things that you've stashed away, of what value would they be? Then in verse 21 he concluded that so is he with a man who heaped treasures for himself and is not rich towards God. Read the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 18. In verse 17, Apostle Paul was addressing the wealthy that they should be very careful, they should not be high-minded, and that they should not trust in your certain riches, but they should trust in God. Verse 18, you can read now.
That they do good.
That they should do good.
That they be rich in good works.
That they be rich in good works.
Ready to distribute.
Ready to distribute, to share, not I alone and keeping it. Yes?
Willing to communicate.
And willing to communicate. It's speaking the same thing, to reach out. The liberal soul shall be made fat. What that parable speaks to is about liberality, reaching out, being generous, being liberal. Being liberal, of course, you give. And in giving, we give to God in two ways, directly and indirectly. Directly is through tithes, offerings, and support for God's work. Projects like contribution towards the building of the St. Robo Square. Such they are direct to God. Indirect is to man, fellow man, especially men that have need, that you can identify with. We will not go into that because we are going to speak on direct giving to God. Proverbs 11 verse 25. But quotations to back the fact that when we give to the needy, poor, for God's sake, because sometimes when you look at some who are poor, they don't deserve it. For God's sake, you are giving it to God. Psalm 41, 1-3, Proverbs chapter 22, verse 2, and Deuteronomy chapter 15, 7 and 8. Now, giving directly to God as the sermon seeks to address, it's important to harp on a very important aspect of giving, which reference have been made from time to time, but in this sermon we will exhaust it a bit. That the quality of our giving matters greatly. Because Jesus Christ captured that in the book of Mark chapter 12, 41-44. And in this same reference, Jesus Christ also said that giving is not only for the rich, but also for the poor. So as we look at the quality of giving, whatever be the resources that are available to any one of us, this part of this sermon is very, very important. Read Mark chapter 12, 41 to 44.
And Jesus sat over against the treasury.
Jesus was watching close by those who were dropping money for offertory, as it were. Yes?
And beheld how the people cast money into the treasury.
How various people, men, women, rich, poor, were giving. Continue to read.
And many that were rich cast in much.
Look at that. And many that were rich, they cast in much. They were generous, so to say. Yes?
And there came a certain poor widow.
And a widow came. What did she do?
And she threw in 2 mites.
She gave in 2 mites. Continue reading.
Which make a farthing.
Continue to read.
And he called unto him his disciples and said unto them.
Jesus Christ now called the attention of the apostles, describing his take on the giving of the worshippers then. Read on.
Verily I say unto you,
Continue to read.
that this poor widow had cast more in than all they which have cast into the treasury.
When you look at it on the surface, it will not make sense. The widow that gave very little, Jesus Christ said the woman gave more than even those who had given much. And what is the reason?
For all they did cast in of their abundance.
For all they give, casting of their abundance. That is, they have a lot. From that, they gave what looks like a lot. Yes?
But she of her own want did cast in all that she had, even all her living.
That is it. Say, she gave all, even though she was poor. She didn't mind. In faith, she gave all. So Jesus Christ valued the quality. So speaking about the quality, the factors that determine the quality of giving, as far as giving in God's service is concerned, it starts with willingness. 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 12. You must be willing to do it. And not be cajoled, not be pushed. Not because my friend is doing it, you go and do it. Because others are doing it, no, you do it based on personal conviction.
For if there be first a willing mind,
Say, if there be first a willing mind,
it is accepted according to that a man hath.
it is accepted according to that a man has. You will not steal to give willingly. But you will give willingly with what you have. Continue to read.
And not according to that he hath not.
Yes, that is by way of emphasis. Read on.
For I mean not that other men be eased, and ye be burdened.
That is it. So essentially, it has to be willing. We saw this with the Jews in those days, in the days of Moses. That must be the first recorded account of congregational giving. Worshippers of God who came together to give for a project. God had revealed to Moses in a vision the tabernacle. How it would be. Very nice. And God gave Moses specific command that he should give his children, that they should contribute towards the building of the tabernacle. We will read Exodus chapter 35, 4, 5, and then 21.
And Moses spake unto all the congregation of the children of Israel.
Moses addressed the people of God. Read on.
Saying, this is the thing which the Lord commanded, saying,
this is what God has said should be done. Read on.
take you from among you an offering unto the Lord.
Yes, that they should bring offering unto the Lord for a purpose. Continue to read.
Whosoever is of a willing heart,
that is it. Whosoever is of a willing heart. Read on.
let him bring it an offering of the Lord.
See the condition. Let it bring it. Willing heart. Emphasis. Continue to read.
Gold.
Yes.
And silver.
And silver.
And brass.
And brass. Then verse 21.
And they came.
Yes.
Everyone whose heart stirred him up,
Yes.
and everyone whose spirit made willing.
Yes.
And they brought the Lord offering to the work of the
So,
tabernacle
to
of the
have-
congregation.
To have a willing spirit to give to God, you need the Spirit of God to inspire us also. That is the essence of that. Chapter 36, 5 to 7, that was where they gave so generously. Information got to Moses that it was now too much. So Moses gave instruction that they should stop contributing. That was what good giving could lead to. Another factor that is very important is that whatever we give must be accompanied with sacrifice. We'll read 2 Corinthians chapter 8, 1 and 2. It is never convenient, many times, to do the things of God. That is the sacrifice of righteousness that is spoken about. To practice the righteousness of God, this is what God wants, this is what God has said. To practice it, you need to make sacrifice. In giving, we must also have that mindset that this is sacrifice. Yes?
Moreover, brethren, we do you to wit of the grace of God,
yes,
bestowed on the churches of Macedonia,
continue to read.
how that in a great trial of affliction,
Things were difficult for them. There's affliction in the land. At the instance of people who are not really custodians of national wealth, but they're just pretenders, appropriating wealth to themselves, to the detriment of the majority of people. And that is what we see generally in Africa, unfortunately. And that is where we are today. Continue to read.
the abundance of their joy and their deep poverty
Say the abundance of their joy in spite of that and their deep poverty,
abounded unto the riches of their liberality.
that is it. It abounded in spite of that. They were still joyful and giving. Continue to read.
For to their power
Yes.
I bear record.
Yes.
Yea, and
Ye-
beyond their power,
Yes.
they were willing of themselves.
They were willing in spite of it. We find ourselves in similar situation. Are we going to be willing to give liberally? Another factor that is very important is that whatever we give to God must be of value to the giver, to you. And I want us to consider 2 Samuel chapter 24, verse 24. It's a story. It's an event that happened in those days. When David caused that the children of God will be counted, it was displeasing to God. Against the advice of one of his henchmen, who advised him that he should not do it. But David went ahead and did it. And God brought destruction on the land, and they were dying. God caused it that David should see the angel that was doing this destruction. And David now appealed to the angel that he should stop it, that he was the one that should be punished. And so the killing stopped. So David wanted to make sacrifice on that threshing floor. And he sought to know who owned the floor, and found that a man called Araunah owned the floor. So David now went to Araunah, that he wanted to make sacrifice unto God. Araunah, knowing the value of the sacrifice, said, "My king, go, take the land. Just do whatever you wish to do with it." David now responded in a way, and that is what we want to consider. 2 Samuel chapter 24, verse 24.
And the king said unto Araunah,
David said unto Araunah,
Nay,
"Nay,
but I will surely buy it of thee at a price.
I want to buy this thing from you at a price." Yes,
Neither will I offer burnt offering
yes.
unto the Lord my God
Yes.
of that which does not cost
Cost
me
me
nothing.
Said he will not use anything to make sacrifice, offer to God that cost him nothing. Let's be very vivid and clear about this. It's just like somebody who has maybe like 50,000 and wants to contribute to God's work, maybe today, and gives 500 naira. Is it of value to that person? It's not of value. So that is it. Something that will leave him. He felt, yes, I had given out something for God. Another quality or factor that also determines the quality of what we give to God. Is he honest? Is he with integrity and sincerity? This was the undoing of Cain. Genesis chapter 4, 3 to 7. The two of them, from what is recorded in the scriptures, voluntarily, on their own, offered sacrifices unto God. God, who sees the heart, knew that Abel's heart was good towards him, and he did it well. And so God accepted that of Abel and rejected that of Cain. Cain was not happy. I want us to read verse 7.
If thou doest well,
if thou doest well,
shall thou not be accepted?
Shall thou not be accepted?
And if thou doest not well,
if you don't do well, if you didn't do this with a good mind, yes,
sin lieth at the door.
Sin lieth at the door.
And unto thee shall be his desire.
That's it. Another factor that is worthy of consideration is that when we give, we must be sure that it does not have a defect. And get ready, the book of Deuteronomy chapter 17 verse 1, that it is good quality. Just like you want to offer a goat or animal that has 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 feet or 4 feet. It's one that has 1 feet that you give to God. No. The other brother, get ready, the book of Malachi chapter 1, 7 and 8. But let's read Deuteronomy 17. That is from as far back as the days of Moses, when God gathered his first generation children. As we are today, we are second generation. Gathered them, and he gave them this advice. Whenever they're going to make any kind of offering, whatever they are bringing to him, let's hear it.
Thou shalt not sacrifice unto the Lord thy God any bullock.
Say, thou shalt not sacrifice unto the Lord any bullock.
Or sheep.
Or sheep.
Wherein is blemish.
Wherein there is blemish, there is a fault with it. 1 leg, 1 eye. Yes.
Or any evil or favoredness.
That is the same thing. Any evil unfavoredness. Say, they should not do it. I go real again. It's like we going in turns to make offertory. And as I stand up as one who is going to make offertory, I pull from my pocket and I find notes. I found a torn note and I saw a crispy note. And I picked the torn note and I walked past through to give that as offertory. That is what that is saying. You give the crispy note. We must see God as very close. God is not very distant. And in the days of Moses, God told the Jews through Moses that is not a distant God. God is as real as the things we are seeing around us. So when we give offertory, let us know God is seeing. Read Malachi chapter 1, 7 and 8.
Ye offer polluted bread upon mine altar.
You offer polluted bread upon my altar. Read on.
And ye say.
And ye say.
Wherein have we polluted thee?
Wherein have we polluted thee? Yes.
In that ye say.
Yes, read on.
The table of the Lord is contemptible.
That is, we can give anything. That's what I'm saying. Anything goes. But God is rebuking that. Yes.
And if ye offer the blind for sacrifice.
That is it. If you offer the blind for sacrifice. Read
is
on.
it not evil?
Is it not evil?
And if ye offer the lame and sick.
Yes.
Is it not evil?
Is it also evil?
Offer it now unto thy governor.
Offer it now to somebody, a man that you have respect or that is in honor, that could even hurt you or could punish you. Offer that to him, yes.
Will he be pleased with thee or accept thy person?
Not at all, it's okay. It is important to say that as far as giving substances, making sacrifice to God, launching, that will be of quality, that will be very acceptable to God, we need to have faith. Read the book of Romans chapter 14 verse 23. And we also need to have in mind that God will reward us specifically for this. We need to have this integrated in us. That the things we do for God, they have both short-term and long-term benefits. For short-term, well, we have to be very careful looking for it now. But for the long-term, we have to be certain. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 6 says, that without faith it is impossible to please God. That for those who will come to God must believe first that God Almighty exists and that He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. We must believe that God will reward us. If that mindset is not there, we can be cavalier about it.
And he that doubted is damned if he eats.
He that doubted, when he eats, says such a person is damned. Yes?
Because he eateth not of faith.
Because he didn't eat with faith. That is why such a person will be damned. And what is the implication? Yes?
For whatsoever is not of faith is sin.
Whatsoever is not of faith is sin. As we are going to give, let us give with faith. That we are doing it for God and God will reward us. If it's not very soon, salvation ultimately, which we will consider now. The reward in being liberal towards giving to God. Jesus Christ captured it again in another parable. Matthew chapter 25, 33 to 36. When Jesus Christ, that was speaking to the separation of the sheep from goats. That means the righteous from the wicked. Matthew chapter 25, 33 to 36.
And he shall set the sheep on his right hand.
He shall set the sheep on his right hand.
But the goats on the left.
But the goats on the left.
Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand.
The king could tell the righteous, the sheep. Read on.
Come, ye blessed of my father.
Come, ye blessed of my father.
Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world.
Reward. Inherit the kingdom. That is salvation prepared for you from the beginning of the world. What is it they had done?
For I was an hungered.
For he was hungry.
And ye gave me meat.
And they gave him meat.
I was thirsty.
Yes.
And ye gave me drink.
They were generous.
I was a stranger.
Yes.
And ye took me in.
Very important.
Naked.
Yes.
And ye clothed me.
That is it.
I was sick.
Sick.
And ye visited me.
Yes.
I was in prison. And ye came unto me.
So many needs. It's okay. So many launching. This is also telling us that the sacrifice we make in our worshiping God is ongoing. It's not a one-off thing. There is no deity that you worship that will accept your worship without sacrifices. No. So it's ongoing. And Ecclesiastes 11, 1, 2, and 6 spoke to this. That is where King Solomon told us that we should cast our bread in water. That is investment. Say, because many days you see that is investment. Then he went further, talking about diversification. He said, give a portion to 7 and give to 8. That you don't know which one that will yield benefit. So it keeps coming and we keep doing it with quality. Do it with a good conscience. Do it, let it take something from you. Do it, let it be of honesty and integrity. Very important. We keep this in mind as we continue to give. Then, the reward. We are going to talk about that. We just use Jesus Christ's statements to just tell us that it goes beyond this mundane earth, salvation. That is the long-term benefit. But talking about now, Psalm 41, 1 to 3. Let's hear it, Psalm 41,
Blessed
1 to 3.
is he that considereth the poor.
Say, blessed is that man that considereth the poor. Yes.
The Lord will deliver him in time of trouble.
Say, the Lord will deliver him in time of trouble.
The Lord will preserve him.
The Lord will preserve such a person.
And keep him alive.
And keep him alive in this mundane world. Yes.
And he shall be blessed upon the earth.
He shall be rewarded upon the earth.
And thou wilt not deliver him unto the will of his enemies.
That is it. Protection from God Almighty. Continue to read.
The Lord will strengthen him upon the bed of languishing.
Yes. Even when he is down with ill health, God will renew his energies by God's grace. Yes.
Thou wilt make all his bed in his sickness.
Yes. Read on.
I said, Lord, be merciful unto me.
So that is it. The reward that we get even now. And it is said in 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 6. Because when we give, like I said, and Jesus Christ taught us that even the poor also give, but you should give well. That when we sow sparingly, we reap sparingly. And when we sow bountifully, we reap bountifully. Those words are true. So, as we give generously, from what God has blessed us with, let us know and believe that God will bless us also for it. Beloved brothers, sisters, and friends, we've just had the sermon drawn from the book of Proverbs chapter 11, verse 25, that the liberal soul shall be made fat. In the sermon, we saw exactly the mind of Jesus Christ as far as the matter is concerned. That we need to give to God. This, that, as the needs come, you give. And then we also consider that in giving, we should follow the instructions in the Bible. Principles laid down. Should be of good quality, good conscience, willing. We should see ourselves making sacrifice in doing it. And it should be of something of value to you before you give it to God. and others we considered. And then it should not have defects. It should be clean. The best of your time, the best of your resources, of course, the best of material things you give to God. Nothing less. Like I say, it is either you do it or you don't do it. So let's read Proverbs chapter 11, verse 25.
The liberal soul shall be made fat.
The liberal soul shall be made fat. The other aspect of it. Yes?
And he that watereth shall be watered also himself.
Say, he that watereth shall be watered also himself. God does it directly, and sometimes he uses men. Thank you very much for listening to me, brothers, sisters, and friends.